Nice. You got both of them?
Happy holidays and Merry Christmas Eve to those of you who celebrate Christmas. My present to you all this year is my tier list for Season 1. Vanguard, it's certainly been some launch that's had everything from the good to the bad to the ugly. Ground loot wise, it seems the dust has settled after a complete overhaul, the likes we've never seen. Raven certainly sees your Reddit comments, and they changed every ground loot after I spent hours making the attachments video. But alas, no ranting here, it's all good. We've got fire ground loot now, probably better than the loadouts that you have leveled up at the moment. And the attachment spreadsheet is basically caught up and updated, so check that out in the link below if you haven't seen it. Big thanks to everyone. We hit 600 subs, so thank you everyone for the support. I really appreciate it. Let's get ranking. All right, so we got like 100 variations to go to. This could take some time. So starting with the 3-line rifle, I've got this in A tier. I've gone more used to the 3-line. I think it's usable. Obviously it's not the snappiest, and we know the Vanguard weapons are a bit clunky, but it's all right. This is still also in the same category, so this is suppressed, this is not. This legendary Einhorn shotguns, I wanna like. The ground loot versions don't have very large mags. This has like a 5-round, and honestly in Caldera feels like very few encounters are in enclosed spaces. I feel like I'm just always dying, getting picked off in the jungle, and not up close. But if you land in a place where there's buildings, this could be serviceable, I guess. It's pretty accurate for a full auto shotgun, and but yeah, it's just got a small mag, so I still think it's here. We'll see if there's any changes for shotguns at some point. AS44 has great TTK. Right now it just feels like it has a lot of recoil compared to all these like no recoil guns. Like every gun you can basically turn into no recoil. Most guns, a lot of guns. But AS44 is one that even maxed out, it's not really no recoil, but it has great TTK. So I think it's the one that as things get nerfed could rise up because the TTK is so good. But for now, I think it works as a really good sniper support, and something that I wanna, as I'm kind of getting back to sniping after kind of playing with the guns that have no recoil. I'm kind of getting back to sniping, so we'll see if that rises as we go on. This AS44 I'm gonna put here. Automaton was the early season favorite, then it got nerfed, so definitely the recoil's higher. I think it's still solid, may not beam again like some of these current Bren or Cooper Carbine, those type of things, but still really good gun, and especially if you don't have anything leveled up, it's gonna be one you want to hold on to and work with. So yeah, I have them kind of bottom of S. The BAR is quite, people like it, but it's pretty slow killing at distance, so I have it in the down 1B. Maybe I'm not using it correctly, I don't know, maybe I'll give it more run at some point, but for me right now there's a bunch of guns I would use over the BAR. This BAR is kind of the bottom of B. The MP40 is super good. It's the top used gun in general in Warzone right now. I think people feel like, just like it feels like a beam, like if you use the common ground loot, like it feels like a beam. It's really good, so I think people have had really good experience with it and everyone's using it. I think also it's like one of the first you get unlocked, but yeah, this is really good. Top tier gun. This Type 99 is pretty clunky, so I think it's like a you better hit your first shot type sniper rifle. I wouldn't really trust it for any follow-up shots. I think this Bren right now is the top. It's close to a meta build. It has the Royal barrel, it has the secure rounds. With ground loot, it's hard to know what the kit, the proficiency, ammo types are, but basically you've got a meta Bren. So this is pretty ridiculous. I don't even have the Bren leveled up to that point, so this is number one. The common has iron sights, so it limits it, and it's only got 30 rounds. So for me, I got it kind of mid of B. I would take it over the BAR, but probably not the legendary, because legendary is suppressed and it's got more range. This Bren is just right behind the legendary, top tier. This one has a Saturn, which is like a 1.3x scope, which I actually really like this scope. So I've got this, yeah, I got this A. I might adjust this though. The only problem is it's only got 30 rounds, and there are a bunch of guns here that have probably more rounds. Yeah, that's probably gonna fall back from where I actually had it. This AS44 has, I think, 50 rounds. So I think, yeah, I would take the AS44 over it. This Bren, same thing, just iron sight. So the NZ41 has pretty bad recoil, as others would put it, wibble wobble, kind of makes a T. So it's really hard to control. So it's something that I probably stray away from. I think within a, like, close range, it's probably operable. It's got 40 rounds, but for the most part, I am kind of avoiding it. This M1 Garand. So the M1 Garand has really good TTK. The only problem is it uses sniper rifle ammo. So if you are a sniper and it's gonna just waste away your sniper rifle ammo, that's a really big downside. So for me, I snipe, that's a big downside. For some of you that don't, maybe this is really good, because it definitely has really good TTK. It's just limited by that you have to have sniper rifle. So then you're also carrying a gun that has very little ammo capacity and storage. So, but like first drop, you find it, you use it, you kill somebody, you get to another gun, then it's good, it's fine. So, but I know it would down one, but that's a really big drawback for me, that you have absolutely probably no ammo reserve after you've killed somebody. So I'm gonna leave it there. The combat shotgun is solid, very accurate, so it's probably like a better Hauer. So I don't mind it. I think you can work around with it, but again, shotguns just very rarely, probably it's only at the very drop. It's hot, you're indoors hopefully, and you're battling out, that you might use it. Cooper Carbine is not suppressed. None of the Cooper Carbines, except the legendary, is suppressed. This one is not, so I have it, sorry, I cannot find it. I have it right after the BAR, because I think the BAR has better range. This is kind of like a reflex scope, 30 rounds, not suppressed. This is suppressed, so I'm taking that. This carbine is pretty much the same as this carbine. What I think I take the NZ41 because it is suppressed and it has 40 rounds. I think you can manage recoil in the range that we're discussing. So this is iron sighted. I mean, they're pretty much all the same. Would I take a Bren over? It is, I think I'm taking the Bren, just has better TTK. BAR over these? No, but I take the Brens over them. MG42, I know early on it was the meme gun. It had ridiculous recoil. That's no longer. It's like the girl that comes back after the summer and is looking a lot better this year. So the MG42 is killer, has barely any recoil. It's got 125 rounds. Like for groundlet, I always love high mag, and especially 125 rounds can wipe a squad. So this thing is disgusting. The Bren's just too accurate and too fast killing right now. So right now the Bren's better, but that could change. This double barrel is, don't bother. It's only got 2 rounds. I don't know. I haven't tried. I haven't like forced it to see if I could kill anyone. I think one time I had it. I had 1 bullet, but I never got to fire it off. You tell me if it's can down in 2. It probably can down 2, but you have no bullets after that, so I will just stay away from it. unless I absolutely have to. This DP27 is solid. It's good, solid KTK. The only problem with this is iron sighted, so it's definitely a closer ranged option. But yeah, solid, especially early on, up close. You're in squads. I don't have a problem with it. It's A tier. This Kartz is probably the best feeling sniper rifle of the Vanguard sniper rifles, and so I have it S tier. Probably would hold on to it and just go to some like a sniper support as opposed to getting my Swiss off the bat. This Einhorn just behind that one. So the G43, same thing as the M1 Garand, uses sniper rifle ammo. The G43 is, this version is full auto. You can, if the barrel makes it full auto. So it has pretty good TTK. I don't know if the full auto changes the TTK, but I think it can definitely get the job done. I'm putting it kind of the top. It is suppressed. This one just isn't, the G rare is not suppressed. So I have that kind of middle of B. I think I'm putting it over bar just for speed of killing. This Gracie Auto, the Gracie Auto is just ridiculous recoil ADS. Now, can it be used well in hip firing? Possibly. I have yet to challenge anyone with it. So this could rise. I mean, if it hip fire viable, I think it could be okay. You can kind of spam it, but again, it's only 5 bullets, so you're one and done with it. For now, just because it's so limited, just because it's only hip fire, I'm not bothering with it right now. The Garenko, similarly, ridiculous recoil. But with the Garenko, I presume if you can get one headshot with the first shot, you'll be all right. It will get the down. So it's a high risk, high reward gun, but for me, it's just a gun. I'm probably not touching it that much. The Harvester is a suppressed Cooper Carbine, only 30 rounds, which really limits it. Honestly, in Caldera, I haven't really felt too many situations where I felt I needed a ton of bullets because everything's so spread out. It's really all about winning the matchup, and you hope your teammates can support you because there's just so much. It's hard to find people. It's hard to see people. So there's very few indoor engagements where you need multiple, like huge mags. The bar, Imperator, just similar to this bar. Itra doesn't have very good TTK, so it's kind of, I take the shotguns over it because at least I feel like I could win in a close battle up close indoors. This, I don't think you're killing anyone at any range really, so it's a gun. This Kar 98 just behind that Kar 98. This Kar 98 is not suppressed, so it's right where this 3 line is. I prefer the car. The Clouser, I don't really know. I don't know what the TTK is on this. Honestly, the 1911, I changed it to 1911 or below because the 1911 is actually quite good that you drop in with. I have gotten more kills definitely with it on the drop than last season's Cold War 1911. I think it hits harder than the X16 from Modern Warfare, but X16 had more bullets. But this, the 1911 you drop in fires really fast, so you could pop, you hit every shot in the chest, you unload a clip, they're going down. So it's actually quite good. It's really good. It's not bad. So the Clouser feels slower firing, so I have it below the 1911. This M1912, the Thompson's not the fastest killing SMG. I think it's like 700 milliseconds, which is actually 100 milliseconds slower than the MP40 and slower than the PPSH and Owen. This is chest shots thanks to TGD. True Game Data for all this TTK info that he's put out, link below. But it's got 50 rounds, it is suppressed, so I do think it is a loadout worthy gun. I just think it's on the lower end, and you have to be careful because there are definitely much powerful guns out there that can kill you. It's, yeah, bottom of A for the unsuppressed version. Uncommon's 50 rounds as well, so that's really good. I think I put it there. Bazooka is usually where it is, end of B. Unfortunately, none of these doesn't seem like any of them have tracking, the launchers, so that's no good. This M1 Garand is, you know, kind of like the common DMR last season. Again, but it uses sniper rifle, so it's a one use. Like, I'm dropping it, so that's where it's just a gun, because you typically want a gun where you can stack ammo and be prepared to another round or attack, but this one can't. So those are there. This is the absolute worst gun. It has insane recoil, and I don't think you can hit the side of a barn with that thing. These things, at least, you could probably hit people with, but so that's where that's at. MG42, super good. We talked about it. The rare has an iron sight, so I definitely like it a bit less. However, it does have 125 bullets, which is again ridiculous. I got it. I think I have. Do I have it? Again, this has better range. This has more bullets and range, so I'm putting the MG42 there. Another launcher. I don't know if it's better or worse than the Bazooka. This MP40 is ridiculous. Easily the best common gun we've probably ever had. It has 45 rounds for a common gun. That's absurd. Yes, I know it's unfair to compare to the Modern Warfare Cold War because they didn't have any attachments, but this does, and I'm not holding it against it. It's ridiculous. These things feel like a kilo. They don't have the great, I mean, the range is okay. I think after 20 meters it's gonna hit like a Cooper Carbine, which at long range it's like 900 milliseconds. It's not great, but surprisingly this will get because it's so accurate, it gets the job done, and a lot of times that's all you can ask for. So the MP40s are top notch. Again, the NZ41, poor recoil. The rare version gets put just at the bottom of B. Again, certain range, I think you're fine. The iron sight version, I'm pretty scared of because of that crazy recoil, and it's iron sighted, so it really is like shotgun distance that you can use this at. It does have 40 rounds, so, but a shotgun would probably wipe it. This Owen gun, I honestly haven't used the Owen gun a lot. I think it feels a bit, it's got that weird kind of side sight, but looking at the data, Owen gun has really good, we knew it had really good TTK, but it also had pretty bad extremities, but it seems like extremities is better in Warzone than in Vanguard, so it's definitely one to keep an eye on. I think I'm going to try it out more after kind of exploring the list. Definitely, I think it is got potential. Definitely it has good range. It has one of the best ranges of the Vanguard SMGs, so definitely some sniper support potential there. This rare version is not suppressed, so it's kind of, it's mid A, just taking some longer range options over it. When you're up close, it's really best to be suppressed, but it's still really good. This Panzerfaust, again, same with the launchers. I'll just put them over the kind of like arc projectile. Shrek, oh, the Shrek's down. The Shrek just seems so like I can't even see what I'm doing. So it's down there. It's a gun. PPSH, really fast TTK. It does have a good amount of recoil, so I think the MP40 is a bit more versatile. It is slower killing than the PPSH, but I like the sight on this versus the iron sights on this. PPSH is really good though. It's really good. Everyone knows that. This rat fires really fast. I don't know if it hits as hard as the 1911, so for now it's there. They have about the same amount of bullets, but maybe this is better than 1911. I have not done any testing on that. The Sten's really slow killing, so it is very accurate though. It is suppressed, so that's why I have it above the Owen gun. Now Owen gun has 70 rounds, but again, we've talked about like mag up close, huge mags up close doesn't seem to be really important right now. I think huge mags at the middle with like the MG42 can matter, because you can put a lot of bullets down on a squad, but up close, not as big a deal, so I'm taking suppression at this time. This stand is B, I think. Do I take it over the G43? I think I do. Just because that, again, that G43, you're wasting through sniper rifle ammo. This STG is really solid. It's not the greatest killing up close, but it's just kind of all around solid TTK and quite accurate. I do have, I think, it behind the Cooper Carbine because of that slower TTK, probably down to personal preference. They're both about the same quality. This STG, a really good sniper support option. Suppressed, has sights, though it's not really long range sights or anything. I've got it above the automaton because I play snipers more, so I would probably take this over this automaton. Same with this legendary, but the AS44 is better, faster killing. This STG is gonna be before the Bren. I think it has more rounds. Yeah, this STG has 45 rounds, so that's why I take it over the Bren, but below the suppressed NZ41. This SVT, same thing as the other. M1 Garand. All the marksman rifles use sniper rifle ammo, so it feels less controllable than M1 Garand, so that's why it's there. Top break is your revolver. It's better than the machine pistol. That's about it. That's obviously not saying much, so it is what it is. We have a pretty sizable dump out there, but we have so many weapons, so makes sense. The Volk is pretty good. Unfortunately, it's not suppressed, and it has only 30 rounds, so it is at the bottom because I'm just going to take a higher mag. This is a machine pistol. We know where that goes. Type 100, also quite good, but only has 36 rounds or 32 rounds. So I have it here. It is suppressed. Not the fastest, middle killing TTK. It's good. It's solid TTK, but just kind of limited mag capacity, which again may not really matter. So we'll see. This might be higher. That really seems to hold true. Type 11. This is a really good Type 11 build. The Epic has 45 rounds. So yeah, it's not the fastest killing. It's not as fast killing as the Bren or the MG42. So that's where he holds back, but it is a laser beam, and it is, yeah, right behind the MP40. I think I hesitate. No, I'm taking the SMGs. It's below the Owen gun. It is really good though. These SMGs are really good. This rare version. So this one only has 30 rounds, and it has a like a reflex scope. So that kind of caps it's more in the down one, and I've got it after the G43, but before the bar. Is that maybe I'll take the bars over this one. Bar's really slow killing. I don't know, but in the range that you're competing against, and it's suppressed. Yeah, but I would take it over the NZ41. I feel it has more range than NZ41. Type 99 right behind that one. The Volks behind these ones. They're all the same basically. None of them are suppressed. This stand is ahead of the, where's the other stand? So many weapons. And the final is the 3-line top of A. Can we see everything? All right, look at that. Huge list of ground loot. Hope you found it helpful. Ground loot is seemingly more important than ever. I feel like most of my kills are ground loot. I haven't figured out what loadout to use. It's been fun. It's been fun to try all the new ground loot. So many options. Let me know in the comments below what you like, what you don't like. Disagree, agree. But this tier list is always fun to make. Hope you guys have a great holidays. Hope everyone is safe and sound and healthy. Stay indoors. Enjoy Warzone. I'll catch y'all on the next one.